Thank you for your interest in the 3D solid modelling application IronCAD Design Collaboration Suite 2018. Just created a short series of videos for you to help you along with the trial version. Just show you some of the basics associated with using this product. When you first go into IronCAD, this is the screen you're met with, and basically in the top left hand corner you've got a little circular icon here, and if you pick that from the drop down, if you just go over here and just from the flyout pick new scene, and basically what it'll do, it'll take you straight into the modelling environment. And along the top we've actually got ribbon toolbars, and along the top of the ribbon toolbar we've got various categories like feature, sketch, surface, assembly, sheet metal, welding, tools, visualization, and so on and so forth. Down the right hand side we've got catalogues, and when you first actually sort of install the trial version, if you click on this little icon at the bottom right hand corner of the catalogue browser, you'll actually see a list of catalogues that you've currently got installed. When you first open the trial version you won't have as many as I've got here, but if you want to add catalogues at any time, you just go up to the common tab at the top of the screen here. There's a catalogue section here in the ribbon, and just go to open, and that will take you to the default location for catalogues. And if you double click on scene, it'll actually give you a list of some of the catalogues that you can actually open. So basically if you pick on one and just go open, that will actually open that catalogue in the catalogue browser. But for now we'll just start with the basic shapes catalogue. This is the catalogue that most people start with. You've got a load of primitive or prismatic shapes that are in this catalogue, and if I just pick on the block here and do a left mouse click and drag that in and let go, you'll actually see that we've got that basic shape now in the scene. If I actually pick on the actual block like so and pick twice, you'll actually see that we get these control handles come up, L for length, H for height, and W for width. And if you like, you can actually just pick on the L there length and just drag it with the left mouse button and let go, and just modify the overall length of this block, and I'll make it 250. Likewise I can pick on this one here and I'll say okay, I want to make that 180, and just go okay. And I'm actually zooming in and out on this part using the mouse wheel. I'm just rolling it forwards and backwards, and you zoom in and you zoom out. Basically if I press the mouse wheel and keep it pressed and move the mouse, it will rotate the part like so. If we pick the part again, we've actually got the control handles here, and if I do a right mouse click on any one of these, I could in actual fact select the edit size box option, and in here you can actually go in here and you can change these values to suit. So maybe I'll just go in here and I'll make that, I don't know, make that 25 and just say okay. So you'll actually see that the block is now adjusted. So if I pick up on this one there, it's actually now 25, like so. Now let's go and pick another shape now. So we go and pick, say, a hollow block, and we just drag this onto our part, and I'll pick the center point there of that edge. And now if I pick the right mouse, if I right mouse click on that length there, on that button there, control handle, and say move it to a point, it'll actually bring it and line it up with that edge. And then I could, if I wish, actually just pick this one here and just move it this way and just enter a value. So we'll make that 100 long and just say OK. I'll just do that again to make sure I did pick it, 100, and say enter. That's 100 long. If you want to actually move these shapes symmetrically, if you pick on one handle this side, say, and then press the control key, and keeping it pressed, hover over and select the opposite handle and just drag them like this, you'll see that they actually automatically move symmetrically to one another. So that's quite a useful tool. Now if I actually pick the part again and then press the S key on the keyboard, it comes up with a subset of most commonly used commands, and one of them is the blend edge option. And if I pick that, you'll see that the blend edge blend feature properties box comes up here. So if I select the full round, and you've got these down here telling me what I've got to do. So the first top face, say, will be that one there, and then I'll come down here and I'll pick the second one, which is that one there. And you can, if you want, just tab through these, and it'll actually take me to the next one, and I'll go center face, and I'll just pick that one there, and it'll preview what that's going to look like, and just say OK. So we've now got a full round in there like so. Likewise, if I pick on this part and press the S key again, I'll pick blend again, and I'll say OK, we'll make that 13 radius, and I'll just pick these edges. So then I'll preview them again, so I'll just pick that one there, come in here, go here, let's put these in here, like so. So, and I'll just say OK, green tick in the properties box to finish that. Down here we've actually got a fit Z. You can actually press F8 to fit the scene, or just press that icon there and it'll zoom all. So there we are, we've actually got our basic part. And what I'll do now, I'll actually just pick on one of these cylinders, and I'll just drag and drop that to the center of one of these radiuses here, and I'll maybe make that 12 millimeters in diameter. And now if I press the F10, the tri-ball will come up for that particular hole feature. And in actual fact, if I pick on the actual center of the tri-ball there, the center of the hole, press the right mouse button and just drag that along, and what I'll do, I'll just snap it into here, like so, and I'll say copy here. I'll say I want one of those, so that's put that in there like so. I can now, if I want, also pick both of these, holding the shift key, so I've actually selected both of these holes. I'll press F10, and what I'll do here, I'll actually pick the center again, I'll drag, and I'll just press the shift key, and I'll pick the center of that radius, and I'll just say copy here, and I'll say I want one of those, and I'll just go like that. And basically now what we've got, we've actually got those holes copied in all four corners. We'll come in here now, maybe we'll just pick a cylinder, and I'll just drop that cylinder on the shape there, and if I want to position this, I can use the handles here, and I'll say make that 25, and maybe on here we'll say let's make that 80, like so. And if you look at this, because I dropped this shape directly on the part, it's actually still part of part one. So that's these are joined together, so that's just one single part. So if I pick on this part now and press the S key again, and maybe pick a blend again, and I'll just pick on that edge there, and I'll just say OK. So we've actually got that sort of thing there. And I could, if I wanted to now, maybe bring a hole in here, hole cylinder, and just drag it onto the center of the that boss, and just put this in here, and maybe make this 60 radius. So we've got a hole there going through the part. And if you wanted to maybe put, in actual fact, if I say we want to put some holes around here, if I just pick on one of these handles, I can in actual fact maybe make that a bit bigger. So let's make that 95. Hit return, and you'll notice that the actual blend has also gone with it. So there we are, we've actually got the boss there, and I haven't had to do anything else. I haven't had to reblend this. It's intelligent enough to know what's going on here. And what I can do now, I'll just pick a hole here, I'll drop it say on here, and I'll make that, say, let's make that 10 diameter. And now I'm going to press the tri-ball again, F10, and I'm going to move that hole to the center point, right mouse click in the center to the center point of, say, that boss there. And now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to drag this, I'm going to drag this out a distance, so let's maybe move it to somewhere like that, and I'll just say move here, and I'll make that 40 and say OK. So I've actually put that hole there, 40 from the center. Now what I'm going to do with the tri-ball, I press the space bar, and in actual fact the tri-ball's gone white, that means it's no longer linked to this hole. I'm going to hover over the center of the tri-ball, press the right mouse button and say move that, say, to the center point of that hole. And I'm then going to press the space bar again, so this tri-ball is now attached to this hole. I'm going to left mouse click, I'm going to pick on that top axis there, so we're going down through the part. And then I'm going to hover inside the actual outer circle of the tri-ball, and you'll see the hand come up, and if I do a right mouse click and drag, I could say OK, let's do a link here, and I'll say I want 8 of those, and I want that to be 360 divided by 8, and I don't want any step up, and I'll just say OK. So basically we've now got our 8 holes on a pitch circle radius. So that's how easy it is to actually do that using the tri-ball. And because I did, I think I did a link, if I pick one of these now, and if I actually make that a bit bigger, they'll all actually go at the same time because they're linked. So I can come in here again and I'll say OK, well let's make that 12, and again they do that, so they adjust accordingly. You can at any time come in here and you can maybe modify this. So I could say, okay, I want to make that a bit deeper, like so. And obviously if the holes don't go right the way through the part, you can go in and adjust them accordingly as well. So just pick on one of these holes, take it down through the part, and remembering they're linked, so basically anything I do there will be reflected in all those link copies. So you can very quickly create design concepts using this approach rather than having to sketch everything. Maybe you want to put a fillet around these edges down here. So if I actually pick the part again, and I'll go S to bring up the menu, and I'll just pick the blend option there, and I'll just say I want to put a blend in there, and maybe I'll make that 6 and just say OK. So I've now actually put a blend in there like so. Also, if I pick the part and press S again, you could, if you want, shell this part. But before I shell it, what I'll do, I'll in actual fact put, I'll draft these faces down here. So if I pick the S key again, we've got one on here called draft face, and what I'll do, I'll just pick that face there for the draft, and maybe I'll put a 15-degree chamfer on the draft, and I'll just pick the faces that I want to actually sort of draft, 15, like so. Just pick that blend there, that one there, that one there, that one there, and that one, and we just say OK. So basically what we've done now, we've actually blended that part with the draft angle there. And again, if you want, you can come in here, and I could in actual fact, if we look in here and go into the scene browser, that's the blend we applied. I can go in there and I'll delete that blend, so we take that blend off like so. And you could, if you wanted to, come back in here. Let's go to, I'll just come back in the part, pick the part, press the S key, and I'll go blend again, and maybe I'll make those 6 again, and this time I'll just pick the geometry that I want, like so, and just say OK. So we've actually blended that like so. Finally, if I pick the part there, and if I press the S key again, we've got another one on here called shell, and if I pick the shell, I'll pick the underside of the part there, and I'll give it a shell thickness of say 5, and just go OK. So basically what we've done now, we've actually shelled that part like so. And again, you can come in here if you wish, and you could start modifying these edges as well with blends and so on. But I think for now that's really just a quick insight into the actual sort of way you go about creating the models using this direct approach within IronCAD in association with the basic shapes here and the tri-ball. So we'll leave it like that for now, but hopefully that gives you a bit of a heads up in terms of getting to use the product from day one. And what I said, what I will do is in actual fact send you another video shortly, maybe taking this beyond where we've got so far. The only thing I would say also is in the catalogue here, we've actually got a blank catalogue, so if you actually pick the part with the left mouse button, we can drag and drop that into the catalogue at any time. I can go up here, I can say file, and I'll say close. I won't even bother to save the part. I'll go back to where we started, I'll go file, I'll go new scene, like so, and basically the catalogue's still there because it's still stored down here as catalogue 1. That'll still be in there, catalogue 1 there. And basically just pick the part, drag and drop it into the scene, and there we are, there's our part, and it's ready to carry on with the next part of the model that we may want to create. So leave you with that. I hope that's been helpful to get you started. My name's John Holt. You can get me on 07506 910 889 or in the office on 01256 851 185, and hopefully that's sufficient for you for now. And if you need anything, please don't hesitate to give me a call, and I wish you all the very best with the trial, and thank you for your time today.